here we have burdock. Lots and lots and lots of burdock. Arctium genus. These are all the seeds with little burrs on them and insects. They're biennial, which means in the first year they just produce big leaves which fills a root full of energy, and the second year they produce a flower spike like this with a flower, and then seeds with little burrs on them, and as animals go past the burrs stick to them, and that's how they spread. They're very common in some places, in others not so much. Basically in land that's left alone you'll find them. You'll not find them in fields because the leaves will get destroyed when the silage is cut. But burdock are useful for lots of things. The stems are good for hand drills, and in the winter time they'll be dry because they'll still be like this with no leaves on them. And if you get a straight section, you can use the floating hand technique to get yourself an ember on something like willow. But the real good thing about burdock is the root. Now, because of the life cycle, there's no good digging up the root now from this plant, because all of the energy from the root has gone into making this plant and all these seeds. So if we were to dig down in here at the base of this, we would find a very small, kind of very hard root. It's basically just for stability. But over here we have a burdock which is in its manufacturing phase, and we've come to the end of the first year. So all we've got is 3 big leaves here, here and here. And when I say big, they're huge. So these leaves are starting to die back. Coming into autumn time, all of the energy has gone down in there. So if we were to dig this root up, we would find a root packed with starch. Very, very good to eat. You can eat it raw, you peel it, or you can bake it in the coals of your fire, and it tastes delicious. It's nearly like a baked potato. Sweet. It has a unique taste. It's like a parsnip nearly, but not as kind of pungent the taste as that. But look at all these burdock here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I can see 8 within 2 meters of this hawthorn tree, and 1 that'll be ready next year. So all of these, sorry, this is ready this year, and these will all be spreading for new plants that will be ready for the end of next year. We could also dig this up in the springtime before it produces its flower spike. But if you wait too long, all the energy goes and you've lost it. But it's a very useful plant to know. Carbohydrates are one of the harder things to find. Plus, if you get lots of these big leaves, you can use them to thatch your shelter with, or as sun hats. So good for carrying around berries and things. You can appreciate, you just fold it up a bit like that, and you've got a good container for carrying berries. Just while we're here, that's squirrel sign. A squirrel has been eating a Scots pine cone. How we tell it's a squirrel? Because it leaves these little tags when it rips it off. If it was a mouse, they'd be very, very neat. All these little bits sticking out, these little kind of spikes here, would be gone. So we know that's a squirrel. So we know there's squirrel activity here, and there's lots of it. So there you are, burdock. Keep an eye out for it. It's very, very distinctive. The underside of the leaves have a fuzz on them too, and they're wavy at the edge, and they're quite coarse. The stems have ridges on them, and they go reddish towards the end. could be confused for wild rhubarb and things like that, but the general shape is more like a dock, except far bigger. You'll never get a dock that size. The thing is, that's where it gets its name, you know. Burrs, because it catches your clothes, and dock like, burdock. See if you can find any.